Today we're gonna make the world famous tuna meatballs. I have people come in every week. They go, oh, you're gonna make meatballs, you're gonna make meatballs, you're gonna make meatballs. What we did is we cut up a bunch of different tuna. All right, to that we're gonna add pancetta, which is Italian bacon, and white bread where we cut all the crust off, which we have soaking in milk. All right, we're gonna grind everything together. The pork adds a lot of fat to it, so it helps keep it moist. We want some of the milk, because the milk's gonna add a lot of flavor to it. It's also gonna help it stay moist. And after we grind it, we're gonna mix it all up, right? We're gonna add a variety of different flavorings and seasonings. We're gonna let it sit overnight, and then we are going to roll them, fry them, and cook them in tomato sauce. To grind the bread with the tuna is always a good idea, because then it's all mixed in, and you're not getting big chunks of bread. Now we're going to be done with the grinding part of it. All right, so the next ingredients are going to be pepperoncino, hot red pepper, chopped parsley, dried breadcrumbs, sliced garlic. We're going to take the garlic, we're going to lightly cook it. This way when you eat the meatball, you don't get that raw flavor. If you wanted to use minced garlic, you could. Right? It's not the same flavor. We're just going to lightly toast that, and we'll continue over here. To this, we're going to add red pepper. You're going to add more than you think. You almost need to be a little over-seasoned, because you're going to lose 20% of the seasoning into the sauce. We're going to add breadcrumbs, chopped parsley, a couple eggs. The eggs I'm going to put in a separate bowl. We're going to do a little mixture of some whole eggs and yolks. We're going to add that in there. And add a little bit of the milk. We've taken our garlic, we've toasted it. It won't give you that raw garlic flavor that a lot of people dislike, you know? People say, oh, does it have a lot of garlic in it? Not really. Salt. We're gonna add some olive oil. You know, if you want to make this and you don't have a grinder and you buy the tuna, it should be a service supplied by your fishmonger. So our next step is we're gonna actually make a meatball or two, and we're gonna take them, we're gonna fry them, we're gonna check the flavor. We'll see if it needs more salt, more red pepper, more olive oil. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back over to the stove, take some olive oil, and we're gonna fry it. If it's not hot, it's gonna stick. We don't want it to stick. The most important thing is you gotta taste what you're cooking. If it doesn't taste good, if you're making broccoli and it doesn't taste good, it's not gonna taste good when you serve it to your guests. So you can see it's not a really difficult process. It's just you have to have a little bit of time. So what I'm gonna look for is I'm gonna break it open, and the first thing I'm gonna look for is it's gonna be nice and moist, right? It's a little bit underdone, but that's fine, because by the time we cook them in the tomato sauce and everything, right? Then I'm gonna taste it. Pretty good. I taste the garlic, but it's not overbearing. Definitely get a little taste of spice. They get a great texture, so that means that tell me I have a good fat in there. They're real moist, they're creamy. Right. I think they're good to go. We let our meat chill well overnight so we could roll them, and here we are now, we're frying them. You could do it the same day. It's kind of hard to fry them. They tend to be very soft, and a lot of them tend to break up. We're gonna cook them for about an hour once we get them all into the sauce. You gotta be careful, you don't wanna burn the sauce on the bottom. Right? We wanna make sure that when we fry them, they get nice texture on the outside of the meatballs. They're gonna be a little crispy, but they're gonna be light like pillows on the inside. When you cook them in a basic tomato sauce, you want to make sure that the tomato sauce is seasoned really well. Plus, when you fry them, so they get that little texture on the outside, you can move them around in the sauce a little bit. So if you look, we basically cook them on top of a really, really, really low flame. So you fry them, cook them in the tomato sauce, chill them overnight, let them set up, they soak the sauce up. Oh, Madonna. We're going to talk about pasta a little bit. The best of all the pasta is what we call Gragnano. This is a region by Naples where they grow the wheat and they produce the pasta on old bronze dies. If you look at the pasta in your hand, it's very imperfect. Right? The Neapolitans, who are the kings of meatballs, their favorite shapes of pasta are shortcuts. Penne, rigatoni, this is called paccheri. They eat dry pasta, they don't eat fresh pasta. They eat hard durum pasta. It's got a tooth to it that will be real al dente. Right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna cook this in the water. It takes a little bit of long to cook, but it's worth every second. Then we're gonna get our meatballs, make sure they're nice and hot. All right, now it's just kind of a waiting game. Does that look like what Mama makes? A little greasy, right? We're gonna put a little bit of the gravy, the pasta. So we're taking it out of the water, right? We're gonna cook it for at least the last minute or two in the sauce, so it becomes part of the dish. Then we're gonna hit it with a little bit of salt, pepper. It's awesome. That is the way pasta should be, guys. All right, we're gonna finish the pasta with just a little bit of raw oil. Combine it good so it's like greasy. It's sauced like a salad. It's tight to the noodle. We're gonna go over here and plate. Put the pasta on the plate. We're gonna grab a couple of meatballs. We're gonna do two preparations. If you don't wanna have the pasta, you wanna just have the meatballs, you can do it both ways. Oh boy, oh boy. Now we're gonna break the rule of the Italians. We're gonna put a little bit of cheese on the top. There you go, buon appetito. Polpette di tonno.